Hello, and welcome to Forward, Mississippi State University's television program exclusively for the College of Education. Today we have as guests Dr. Stratton Gadke and Dr. Gadke, both from the Department of Counseling, Educational Psychology, and Foundation. Thank y'all so much for coming.
Thanks for having us.
And Dr. Stratton Gadke, you are also the director of the T.K. Martin Center, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Cool. And you started in July?
July, yeah. So we're just rolling in for this first semester, almost to finish up.
Fantastic. So tell me a little bit about the center.
Yeah, so the T.K. Martin Center is housed in the College of Education. It is a research and service center here at Mississippi State University. And our primary history has been serving folks with multidisciplinary assessments and evaluations for assistive technology, as well as providing educational, vocational, and leisure services to make sure that folks with disabilities are able to meet their goals in each of those areas.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And there has to be several centers around the United States like this. So what makes our center unique?
Yeah, well, what I think really makes our center unique, particularly for the southern region of the country, is that we serve through the lifespan for each of those areas in terms of assistive technology, as well as just educational and vocational and leisure services. And I think many centers are known for just pediatrics or just for older age or have only one piece of the type of programs that we are able to offer. So I think what really makes us stand out is that lifespan approach.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And since you do have services through, the lifespan, what sort of programs do y'all offer?
Yeah, we have several different programs at the T.K. Martin Center. So one of our programs that we offer is early intervention assessment and evaluation. So we actually have a team that goes out to the home throughout many parts of Mississippi to evaluate birth to 3 for children who might need special education services to make sure they're getting caught up before they enter the public school system. We also have adapted driving, and what that is allows individuals who might have been born with a disability or acquired a disability later in life to be able to go out and experience driving the same as you and I might, and we're able to not only identify if they're safe to drive, but also what tools that they might need in their vehicle to be successful with that piece. We also offer a seating and mobility lab for folks who might use a manual or power chair, and we're able to accommodate that chair and individualize it specific to that client's needs, and that is again through the lifespan. So we have very little small children who come through that program all the way through old age. We also can then make those same modifications to their vehicle so they're successful in being able to get in and out of that with assistive technology for those pieces too. We have a reading program that we serve individuals under the age of 13 who might need some additional reading support. That's called our Ignite Clinic. That's also housed at T.K. Martin. And then we have, last but not least, our preschool program that serves individuals with special needs.
Wonderful. And can you tell me a little bit more about the preschool program?
Yeah, so our preschool program is, I think, a really unique program for our area, and it serves individuals as far as 2 to 3 hours away from Mississippi State University. So that, I think, speaks to the uniqueness of what our services are. But we have 3 classrooms that provide support for children just about the age of 1 through approximately the age of 5 when they would enter the public school system, getting some very unique specialized support. So we have physical therapists, occupational therapists, and speech therapists on staff, as well as 3 dedicated teachers with 3 teacher assistants for each of those rooms. We have children who have many significant motor and physical complexities in those programs, so it offers a really unique space for them to be able to come into and get wraparound services.
And you touched on this a little bit, but what about the preschool that makes it so unique?
Yeah, I really think the fact that many of our kids come to us are medically fragile. They might not have immune systems that allow them to be successful in a larger school system, and that could be really dangerous for their health. And so not only does our small size capture that, but we take special care in knowing what their diet needs are, what those other supports are, and in terms of their medical needs in that educational setting too, that I think makes us really unique.
And what ages are in your preschool?
Yeah, currently we have students who are just about 1 all the way through like 5 or 6 before they would enter a kindergarten school program.
And y'all recently had a fundraiser, the Fun Run, correct?
We did. So we have an annual fundraiser called the Fun Run. This is, I think, we're going on close to a decade of having that event, which is really exciting. We are able to raise approximately $20,000 every year to help support that Project Impact program. And this year we did a trick or trot, so it was a lot of fun. Everybody came dressed in costume, and we had a great number of cheer stations and a lot of wonderful sponsors, including Cadence Bank, who was our primary sponsor for $5,000 this year.
That's great. And what other fundraisers are y'all doing?
Yeah, well, we actually have another big fundraiser happening right now with this beautiful jersey we have. Adidas actually partnered with many of the universities that they do jerseys for and found a program that they described as selfless, something that was giving back or supporting the community, and they happened to pick TK Martin Center as that. So this jersey is actually inspired by the computer and assistive tech pieces that we do. So they have a circuit board sort of built throughout the uniform. And for the November 23rd game here at Mississippi State football game, our players will be wearing this jersey, and all proceeds from the sale of this jersey come back to TK Martin Center.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so if folks can go to the Hale State store and get their own copy.
Wonderful. Yes. And if somebody wanted to learn more about the center or make a donation, where would they need to go?
Yeah, well, donations are extremely important to us because we are a research and service center on campus, and they help keep our doors open and support our programs. So they can go straight to our website at tkmartin.msstate.edu to find out more information. And there are all of our social media links are also accounted there on that website.
Fantastic. And y'all were both involved in the ribbon cutting recently for the Virtual Reality Academy and Lab, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Dr. Gadke, can you tell me a little bit about the Virtual Reality Academy?
Yeah, so the Virtual Reality Academy and Lab, something we've had in the works for over the last year. And right now, you just said we'd done the ribbon cutting, and it has 19 virtual reality units in a classroom laboratory setting that we're going to be able to roll out and start using for things across the areas of teaching, research, and service.
Fantastic. And how did it come about?
That's a really great question. You know, it was really serendipitous how it came about. We had seen some work about a company called Lubaki Incorporated that's doing some work in Jackson in the Delta. That they're in Jackson, they were doing some work in the Delta a little over a year ago, and we had just set up last year time to talk to the CEO of the company, Vince Jordan, about some of the equipment and things that they were happening, and one thing led to another, and we had him on campus meeting with the College of Ed. We took some field trips down to Jackson to see the equipment and see some other academies, and then started working on collaborative efforts to put some funding together to create this lab space.
And what will it be used for?
So it's a really great question. I think it's going to be used for lots of different things, and right now on the front end it can actually be used for so many different things that it's almost hard to imagine. But right now our goal is really to conceptualize how we're going to use it across the three areas of teaching, service, and research. So for teaching, we envision, you know, opportunities for faculty across campus, particularly in the College of Ed, that might have a specific lesson or class and they want to bring their class there and use a virtual reality experience for instruction. That might be for a virtual chemistry lab, that might be to virtually visit somewhere in the world, or virtually meet with somebody else somewhere in the world. And so these kind of one-off classes, as well as whole classes just taught in virtual reality as well, heading in that direction, which will be really cool. From the service end, we're really hoping to start partnering with the community, the local school districts, start hosting field trips, maybe camps, bring middle schoolers, high schoolers in for opportunities for advanced learning or training in virtual reality. And then lastly, we've got a whole host of research we're really hoping to spin off with this. So we already have some small projects and grants related to training individuals with autism, how to have social skills in virtual environments to see if that translates over, looking at things, kinesiology departments looking at things for mechanics and mobility research, some things about training individuals with soft skills, interview skills. So I mean, it's really endless right now, and so all of those areas.
Wonderful. And this is owned by the College of Education, so is it just for College of Education people, or who else has access to it?
Well, I think right now we're really working out those logistics. We're coming up with plans, and in a perfect world, at the end of the day, when we have it fully up and running, it would be a collaborative space for the entire university that's hubbed in the College of Ed, which would be really great. And so right now, we're trying to work out ways for people in the College of Ed to know more about it and start rolling out training opportunities or research opportunities, and also already starting to set up meetings with centers and departments across campus to let them know that we have this here in the College of Ed, and hopefully have some cross-discipline collaboration and training.
Great. And what does a lab like this mean for the College of Education, but also for the university?
I think it's a really big deal. It's really interesting, you know, a year and a half ago, I didn't know anything about virtual reality. And it's one of those things, it's such a cutting edge piece of technology that all of a sudden now, even in the last year, it is popping up all over in P through 12 education, university education, advanced training for career and vocational placement. And so it's one of those things that, you know, to stay cutting edge and stay, you know, on the front end of teaching, training, and research, it's a game that we've got to get ourselves into. And, you know, we're just really lucky that we are now on the front end of that game instead of the back end and playing catch up, which would happen pretty much to most places in the next few years. And so I would venture to say we're one of the few colleges of ed across the country at any university that has its own VR lab and academy stationed right in it, which is really cool.
And what would be more benefits for having this lab in our college?
Yeah, so I think some more benefits that would be really helpful is across the college. Our College of Ed is really, really unique with the different types of settings it has. So we have mental health professionals, we have music, we have kinesiology, and we have instruction. And so we're a nice little hub to incubate something like this. You know, it's in the Industrial Education and Design building, which is our hub for our industrial systems and workforce design department, which is Dr. Trey Martindale's. It's great there. So he has people working out in industry that can use virtual reality to train on assembly lines, car assembly, more efficient modeling. We can use it to train mental health professionals and how to do classroom management training, but we can also bring it in and put kids through intervention in it as well. So high quality instruction that's really engaging. So it is really interesting, the makeup of our College of Ed, how we have all of these departments and all of them could have a really unique interest and use in it.
Wonderful. And Dr. Stratton-Gadke, would this type of lab benefit the TK Martin Center?
Absolutely. So we're already thinking of what projects we can move forward with, particularly with the folks who have to use assistive technology but might be really unfamiliar. For example, using a power chair for the first time is a really scary thing to navigate. It actually moves pretty quickly, and if you have to learn to maneuver that around in environments, we might be able to learn how to do those things in virtual reality first to make it set up. So we're really excited about this lab being right here in the College of Ed.
Wonderful. Well, thank y'all so much for coming on to the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
For more information about the College of Education, visit educ.msstate.edu.